I'll record it to the cloud for you. Okay, great. Yeah, Jen. So basically, um, or I guess everyone, last Friday, I reached out both to Con Ed and to the customer facing person at Wildan and let them both know that we hadn't heard anything back from this Richard Emery fellow. I was
Mm.
told that it had been escalated and that I'd hear something back by midday yesterday, and I haven't yet. Um, so I guess today what we need to do is just make sure that we have all the documentation, all those like customer case studies, whatever we need ready to go for all the projects.
Okay.
Um, and then as soon as we hear from Wildan, there'll be a rush of activity and we'll hopefully start cranking.
Okay.
So
Um,
Mark, are you and Shaw on the same page with everything? Are there things you need to review today?
well, for the custom projects for exhaust fan for Nathaniel and Alexander, right? Um, those are the two that we're asking for pre-inspection. We have completed all the necessary files or documents that they asked. So we are just literally just waiting to hear from Richard so that we can have a pre-inspection schedule. Same goes with Amsterdam. We are waiting for the PIOL. He asked for the custom report, which he already sent, but he haven't responded yet. So all of the documents for those three projects that are needed has been or have been sent to Richard. So we are just waiting for him to respond. To respond.
Okay.
So for Chelsea Landmark, Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea Landmark. I sent an email with the list of things that we need um to 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 get. But I think Shaw cannot start with savings analysis without um spec sheets. Um and yeah, I think the spec sheet and some other documentation as well, which we don't have yet. So do you want me to send an email to the property manager of Chelsea Landmark to ask for those information?
Yes.
Okay, let me take note.
That's what we're meant to do in our process, right?
Mhm.
And you copy
Um,
Wit.
yes, yes.
So yeah, whatever step you're at, whatever phase you're at, I just want to make sure that it's we're following the process. That's what I'm really focused on right now. I want it to be like the same outreach at the same step every time. And if we have the information, we don't need to do it. But that's what I want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlie, with this Chelsea building, I worked on the lighting rebate estimation before, where Mark tells me that there's a couple more. One booster pump and the other is exhaust fans replacement. They are doing, and we haven't received any data for that. So Mark, I guess you
Okay.
wanna, when you make a request, to request data for both projects at once.
Okay.
We
All
don't
right.
have to communicate multiple times.
Okay. All right. Will it be the same? Well, the only thing that will be different for that is the equipment, existing equipment, and the spec sheet of the exhaust fan and booster pump, right?
Yeah, I would even just replace fan with a pump and send it to the contact. So basically,
Okay.
we want to know what type of pump they have in the existing case, right? A nameplate photo of the pump and the motor. If there's any controls, if there's any information on how they're operating currently, and obviously the spec sheet and the codes for the proposed equipment.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll request those. Let me just
Yeah.
check the mails.
Carly, have we made any progress on the prescriptive lighting rebate projects? And you have been
Were
talking
you were
to
you were you able to get into Viewpoint?
Viewpoint? No.
Viewpoint is the tool that Wildan is going to make us use to input the lighting scopes.
Okay.
I thought that Mark had shared our credentials for that, so we're going to share credentials, and you know, if it's there's a little manual that shows us how to do everything. So I can send that along if we need. I think we can set up a call with, I think the girl's name is Celia.
Yep,
Mhm.
Celia.
So I guess what I'm trying to understand is that were you or Mark, have you guys been updating information on Viewpoint, or were you waiting for me?
We just got access to one of the 4 projects in Viewpoint last week.
Okay.
So a little unclear about why that part of the process is taking so long to proceed as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine once we figure it out, we should pick up the pace there as well.
Okay.
Sure, if you want.
So Mark, do you have the manual saved, right?
Yes, so that I am sending now to Shaw, and the credentials as well to Viewpoint.
And then Shaw, I think based on what Tri-State gives us and based on what you have to enter into Viewpoint, I would love for you to I think it's going to be kind of tedious. And I think it might be a good thing for Aiden to get some experience with, like, it's not even really going to be energy saving calcs, but I could use it to teach him a little bit about that.
Okay.
So as you get in there and you can kind of figure out, okay, this is the format Tri-State gives us. If we need it even in a different format, we can request that. And then maybe the end of this week, beginning of next week, you can show him how to upload scopes into there. And then you or I can just double check them.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. All right. And just a little update. I just reached out to Steve Guerrero at Con Ed and let him know that I hadn't heard from Wildan yet. And he's going to call them and find out what's going on.
Okay.
All right, great. And Nick echoed the urgency of that. All right, perfect. All right, guys. Well, it sounds like we're kind of waiting. So as soon as I hear from Wildan, I'll shoot an email around, and you know, I think, do we feel like we're doing everything in the process, it's really just this one guy not responding that's the issue.
Yes, because I reviewed the process and the one that he said, and he said he just needs this documents so that he can provide us schedule and the PIOL as well for Amsterdam. We already provided everything. And that should be the next step. We should have a pre-inspection scheduled for the two projects and PIOL for Amsterdam. For Amsterdam, once we receive the PIOL, we need to send that. I'm gonna be sending an email to Wit. He will ask the property manager or executive to sign the PIOL. And
Aren't we
for-
sending those via Adobe though?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can do that instead.
Yeah, it's just that's always a good way because then there's always a permanent record of that signature.
You should just send it that way and make sure you let me know when you do that. And then if we haven't heard
Well,
anything
he
back,
can
I'll
CC
follow
you,
up.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, in
Okay.
Adobe, Mark sends it. It comes from me,
Right.
but he can CC himself and he can CC you with. So you'll see it's out for signature.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, cool.
That.
And you know what, Mark, you might as well CC Nick Pachoros as well.
Okay.
Because then every time it gets sent, every time it gets signed, everyone who's CC gets that notification.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Awesome. Okay, people. Well,
I have a
stay
question,
tuned.
Charlie, for you.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I emailed Sally yesterday. Did you see that? You were copied on it.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if she's intentionally non-responsive, but I haven't heard anything back. I didn't know, there's obviously a mix-up. We've had that for a while. She's needed to sign it for some time. I didn't know if it had been sent to her previously or whatever, but you think I should give her another day and give her a call, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think with her, she might be a little frustrated that things aren't moving at the pace that she wants them to, but in general, she's like pretty cool and understanding, but also very busy. So I would say, yeah, give her a call.
Okay, yeah, there are a bunch of customer apps that are out that need signatures, so she could probably sign a few of them. Also, I'm not sure if Rose's directory that we have is the most up to date. I called some people yesterday that are no longer with the company, but they're the most recent contacts we have, like at the Caldwell, for example.
What spreadsheet are you working off of? Airtable?
Airtable, also their directory, the most recent directory.
Oh, the one that was sent out like a month ago.
Correct.
Okay,
So
well,
this
yeah, we
guy
should be
at
making
Caldwell,
notes of that.
Two people that are listed for Caldwell are both out of there. I couldn't remember if Nick said that Pia Armstead was no longer around. She's listed as a contact for two other buildings. Do you recall him saying that?
I don't recall that.
All right. So either way, I have a list, and I just want to double check who's still there.
Right.
Is Brian Kenny still there? Because he could sign a few of these things as well.
Yeah, I think he's definitely there. You can
right,
probably
good.
assume that he's in it for the long haul on this
All right.
growth trajectory
You were
they're on.
copied yesterday on this resident manager email.
Yep.
So I'm chipping away at that. I'll let you know if anybody else is no longer there.
Yeah, great. And wait, I'll let you know as soon as we hear from Wildan. So like I said at the beginning of this call, it got escalated last Friday.
Right.
I was supposed to hear back by midday yesterday. And you're actually on the email with Steve Guerrero from Con Ed. Nick and I just pinged him to remind him that we need to get these things moving. And it sounds like Mark and Shah are just ready to go. We're just waiting on some communication.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.